is a call page ID. Okay, and my attribute that I was using, it was the attribute that I was using was subscriber key is the request parameter. Okay, there is a subscriber key, comma, and there is subscriber key. So I write this, and then what I do is, and then I create an anchor tag, and in the href print this value. This is my redirect URL, and I do this. But anyway, whenever you're doing href, I will always suggest to add a alias for tracking consent form where you are redirecting. This alias will do this and do prevent test. Okay, I have inserted. And if I'm doing this, I just don't want to show those physical address and other thing. Okay, so physical address center. Okay, profile center that is required. Now let's try this. You can also add, actually when you build an HTML, you have to also add a tracking. Okay, if you want this one, and this will be inside a body tag, not outside the body tag, where what happens is, I'll explain this one as well. Okay, just give me some time. First, I'll show this. So remind me to explain this as well. Very important. So these are open counter tracking. So for every open, sometimes what will happen is, if you're writing a query under with open data view, and if you haven't added this tracking, open will not be tracked because of some. I'll tell you, explain that in after I complete this. Just somebody remind me to explain this. Keep note of it. I'll explain in detail. So here, if I click here, forget about the type of consent spelling. If I click here, so here it will basically give me my details about Sasi. So because here everything has been related to this, I don't know, copy this one, preview in a new window. This is caching. I don't know. It's yesterday it was working fine. Today some caching thing is creating a lot of issues. It should basically fill the form and give all the details related to Sasi. Seriousness is seriousness. Otherwise, are you people following me? It's not. I'm. I feel like something going wrong with me. How many people are following me till now?
Following Sashi. Yes.
Yeah, something is wrong with this. You know what is
Could
wrong?
you
I'm
could
not
you not
sure.
like delete the cache?
Yeah, again and again, like if I'm making a changes, again and again, I have to delete it. No, so
Okay.
let's see if I do directly here. Okay, this is my subscriber key. Let's do this, and let me hard code this here. Lookup. Just I'm saying directly. This is C. Hmm. So make this as a subscriber key and publish this. And let's refresh this. Yeah, see, now when I hard coded there, my all my related details now is started publishing. Okay, so it was B2.C and all. I can show this in the data extension. You see this? These are my details. Okay, let me modify a few things. Let's say address. I'll say Barcelona. Okay, I'm modifying this and update this. So address is Barcelona. Now, if I just refresh this, see, this is coming as Barcelona. So simply when you're using this content block, that is the advantage. You don't go and publish it. Okay, I'm just reverting back. I want to see, it's only because of caching, nothing else. And I actually created this email consent form.
Shashi, I guess there is an issue when you have pasted that code. If you can just open.
Wait. Look up. हाँ, tell me. Oh, that's why मुझे यहाँ से नहीं, यहाँ से हमेशा कॉपी करना अच्छा लगता है. Cut off. Okay, gives me a very easy visibility with a save this. Okay, and from this email, where is the email? Session 7. Prevent test. And click this. Something is wrong.
I believe
Hmm.
the issue is with the email. Okay, can you just open the content? I guess. there the attribute value you have to close it in the subscriber key.
Mm-hmm. My issue. My issue. Here you go. Sorry. A simple typo where I didn't add it quotes into the subscriber key. That created an issue. So let's see if I create a record. So let's say this is xyg at gmail.com and say full name as I'm adding Sumit, okay? Sumit Kumar and Barcelona. Come to Barcelona. And address to, and I say city Barcelona with city Kolkata, okay? And zip code is 100 something. So I have a consent, true, this is true, this is false. I save this one, I go here and I do prevent test. Okay, I'll try to see get the other one, XYZ. Okay, this one is for me, B2 Sasi, okay, B2 Sasi at gmail.com, Sasi and all. Now this will be XYZ. Now let's see what happens here. This is caching. This is clearly caching issue, nothing else. I'm very surprised what is happening here. I can't even perform the send and show you all. That is the another issue. Let's see. Yeah. Now see, this is Sumit. Okay. Now if I keep this window open, I have this Sasi. This is Sumit. Let's see if I go to my old one. This is B2 Sasi, and if I click here, okay. Now this is coming Sasi. Hope you people understand. Till now, everybody understood what I'm doing. Ek minute,
Shashi, I have it. Yeah. So we have put the code in HTML block. Why not code
Hmm.
snippet?
Code in HTML block. Why not code? I didn't understood. Come again.
Uh, uh, we have created a HTML block, right, in content builder instead of
Mm-hmm.
code
Okay.
snippet.
Good question. Good question. Good question. So this was my full HTML, right? Oh no no. Where is my HTML for this? So your full HTML, right? Okay. So I'll show you. If I copy this whole thing hmm, into the HTML, let's say I created this consent form. Okay. Now if simply what I do is let's say I remove this and with the document and HTML tags and everything I'm pasting here. Okay. I have the full HTML here. I save this. Huh? I go back and I open this. Just remember that HTML गायब हो गया. See. Hmm. So all those HTML blocks that you have written, body HTML, it is this consent HTML is just what is this is? This is basically only a code snippet area. You can build a full HTML thing into it. So you see that HTML document, whatever I had here at the top, document this HTML head, okay, this body, this does not come here. It vanishes here. Okay, so a lot of people will have issues if they use CSS into it. If they add other things into it, it takes the metadata tag, it takes the link, okay, and takes the div and forms, but it does not take the body HTML or the hmm. So the head part of these things are omitted here. So it's always what you need to do. Thank you, Swapna, that you asked this question. So that's why I always create this form. Hmm. So it will be consistent and uh, nothing gets omitted when I do. Okay, even if I write client side JavaScript here, it is going to fail. It is not going to render. Uh, does uh, did I clarify your question?
Yes, Shashi. So code snippet will omit the code you're saying. So when we create it as a code snippet, it will omit the code.
The head tag, like you can't have like let's say I created this form. Okay, what I can do is let's say I have a form. Hmm. Let's see this. I simply select HTML and I created another form. Okay. So I simply copy this and where is that form? So from here, what I'm going to do is let me remove. Only want to keep the consents. Like when I do the preference center, I only want email and HTML and others. Other things I don't want. Okay. So here I have email consent. I have this one. Okay. So let's call this as a preference center and pref. Okay. Let me go with pref. No, the preference center. Hmm. And how this form will look like if I do this preference center. If I click this, see. Oh, so let's see if I open in a new browser. This will basically only give you all this Purana. This is not the one which I created. This is preference center. Where did I save? Just a minute. There will be a lot of preference centers. So this is session 7. Hmm. Where did I put this? This is session 4. So I have to go to session 7. Yeah. So you see, this is the form, right? So now let's say if I copy this and I created another one, say preference center something, content block, HTML, okay, and I add it here and I'll call this as preference center. So preference center, and I copy here and I paste it here. Don't go with this spelling, huh? I'm going rapidly. Now, if I have to do the same, okay, I can have two different forms also. But what I'm basically trying to say is I can have two different forms. So here with the preference center, I copy this and I make it here. One is the consent form I was saying. Maybe I can call it as a subscriber form. Okay. Now the preference center and I publish this. You'll have some overlap of that email and two different forms. Okay. So I have to change the form ID and all. So you see this? So let's simplify this a bit. When you have already asked, let me modify a few things here. So if I go to this consent form, I'll change this consent form to subscriber form. Subscriber form. Let's remove the space. Make it enter, saving this. And let me edit this. I'll remove this consent from here. Email consents, HTML consents. Okay. I'll also remove the submit button. And I save this because I've changed the name of this consent form. So let me make it consistent across. So I keep this one. I change this. Okay. I go to a cloud page and I make it a subscriber form. Publish this. See, now this is you are only having this email consent and submit button. Okay. Here, see, when I removed there was one space here which got omitted because of the CSS class. Did you saw the difference,
Yes,
Sapna,
yes,
to my previous consent form to make the change differences? So I go here and this is the preference. So this was a subscriber form. Let it be as it is, and I'm making these changes. Save this one and go to cloud page. I remove this one, the second line. It will be more of a if-else statement if you want to show different forms, right? Uh, oh yeah, this is much better. Your question has made me realize few more things. I can show that. See, there is a space, right? So this
yes.
design is much better for me. That's why I was reverting back to this design. Let's say I have this subscriber form. Okay, I add this one. This is the email. Okay, where I had this cloud page, and let's say which form to show. Which form to show? ऐसे करते हैं. Because of Sapna, I'll do one more thing. we want to show two different forms in the based on the subscriber details, whether it is going to the subscriber form or whether it's going to the preference center. We'll do that. So what you do is let me add one more details here. uh, yeah, my code was also wrong. Yeah, पे closing कहाँ से आ गया? Which page to go? So I'm saying this is a page. Hmm. So let me hard code this, and I say this is a preference one. I want to go to a preference page, and I add this another attribute, another parameter as a preference, and I say I want to go to the preference one. Okay, so I add this, and I let me first save this. I have to make another changes. Just being very careful. I don't want to save so everything that. So this was the preference, and where is the lookup? Here is the lookup. Okay, and I'm doing this request parameter. Okay, so copy this, paste it here, and in the email, what was the e? E is the preference. So I want to get the preference, and I want to store it as a at the rate page. So this will be at the rate page. Okay, so I'll let me save this, and let me go to the cloud page. Okay, and I say let's say this, which one to show. I'm doing an inline encode. Inline if at the rate page, what was the page name? Preference equals to what I have added here was the preference. If there's a preference, I'll modify these few things. Else and end if I want to show the preference one when it is a preference. If it's subscriber form, I'll want to show the subscriber form. So this is the preference one. This is I saved it. Okay, which was this one, preference one. Let's just save this. This is a lookup. So I save this. What was the other one? Was preference center. Okay, so copy this, and I say this is a preference. So by default now, in the email, I have made it preference. Okay, let me publish this. This is my email. Okay, so here in the email, I said this is the preference one, and I click here. So it will only give me the bird that consent preference one. This is only because of this subscription details. Like if at the rate equals to preference, else so this preference center. What is in the preference form? This is the preference, right? So it should basically show only the this part of the details. It should only show this one in a very bad mood. Why this is not happening? Am I making any mistake? Everything's good and hunky dory. Subscriber key. This is the preference. This preference. Spelling to galat nahi hai. Preference. This typo mein I always get caught. This is fine. Let's see preview. There's something wrong. Can somebody help me here? What I'm doing wrong here? Why everybody's quiet?
I'm just trying to find out. I'm sorry, I'm not able to find anything there in the code. It looks good.
It's look good. It's all because of I don't know, it's caching or something. This one, let's see if I hard code this form. Lookup. This is the at the red page, and this is at the see, my mistake, huh? Sorry guys, I'll keep. I had double A, so that's why that scripting tag has to be entered for troubleshooting. That will make a lot of difference. So my mistake is there. प्रीव्यू में गड़बड़ नहीं होना चाहिए था, बस तो प्रेफरेंस दिखाना चाहिए था, देन सब्सक्रिप्शन फॉर्म दिखाना चाहिए था. दिस इक्वल्स टू प्रेफरेंस एंड एल्स. बाय डिफॉल्ट इट इज टेकिंग. अब इधर में ईमेल में जाते हैं. या इट्स ओनली सो प्रेफरेंस. Hmm. Right. So, did you found the issue? Actually, the issue was here in the lookup. Here, I had added at the rate, double at the rate here. Hmm. Because of this typo of double A at the rate, it was having an issue. Right. So, all these issues can be solved. Okay. If you find this one was where is my code for that? This is cloud page, cloud page, cloud page. I have added somewhere. Just I'll try to copy that try catch block. So that will actually solve a lot of issues. Today I'm getting nervous somehow. Whatever I'm doing, बाकी सब चला जा रहा है. I think I had that script also. मुझे एक copy paste करना ना अच्छा. Lookup rows or consent. Where was that on subscription AMP? Yes. Ready-made is a hey. Why should not use the ready-made one? See, I do the try and I add the catch here. I'll simply do the right function to make a simplification. If my code is somewhere I'm making a mistake, simply write e.message. So please say, I think now I'm in a safer zone. Are you people following me or I confused you people with all this thing drama?
Shashi, to be honest, you have to explain this script thing, at least to me. I have no idea about SSJS. So maybe after you show everything, maybe after you can explain this scripting which you have added there, if that is okay.
No, before I go to other things, okay. I want to ask you, did you follow the content block thing like what I was trying to implement?
Yes, from me.
Shashi, just this side. Can you please repeat one more time, like what are the steps you have done?
Correct. I think that will be much better now. Okay.